super fine? Is it the size? Is it the location? If it's the location.
Separation of church and state.
I kind of want to just ask him that question, just for them.
The best argument can be taken by you eating my ass, motherfucker!
It's the one who's trespassing upon
Yeah.
God's creation.
Yeah.
That this world belongs to God and it belongs to His Son Jesus Christ. That's what we read in.
So where are we at today? Where are we going?
All right, right now we're on on Florin Road, and we're driving down 99. We're hitting up downtown, okay? And we are going to there's a protest at the Capitol. It's over this Roe v. Wade memo leak, and we are going to get both sides of the story. Find your own uterus. There we go. Don't tell my daughters what to do with their bodies. Protect v. Wade. I stand with Planned Parenthood. Oh, nice. I'm not pro-choice. I'm pro-women. Has abortion made society better or worse?
Actually, it's just healthcare. Okay. So it makes it better, because anytime you have the right to healthcare, society is better.
Got it. If Roe v. Wade gets overturned, what's going to happen?
Society will be lessened because we'll have less healthcare. Healthcare improves lives, improves society, improves economies, improves lots of things. It's a woman's right to choose. I'm all about a woman's right to choose, as do I have the same right to choose a vasectomy or whatever I choose.
So when you look at these folks here, a lot of times they'll show pictures of, an abortion or something months in. Is there a gray zone? Is there a definite line where maybe someone's at this level of a pregnancy, maybe 3, 4, 5 months in, whatever it is, where it becomes wrong?
Yeah, there's a point where a fetus is viable, and it's viable at about the 39 months. It's about the 22 month period of time. That's when a fetus is viable. Anytime before that, it's not viable outside the body.
I'm sorry, did you say 22 months?
22 weeks.
22 weeks, got it.
Yeah, it may be more, maybe 26 weeks, but that's when a fetus is viable. Before that, it's not viable outside a woman's body.
Got it. All right, hey, thanks for speaking with me.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So looks like, we have a nice, symbolic view of both sides here. We got the pro-lifers on this side. I talked to some of them, and take your pro-life bullshit and shove it up your dick. All right, and then on the other side, we got the I stand with her. We got the pro-choice folks.
This is a blood-bought world. Did you know that?
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that? Did I not know what?
This is a blood-bought world. He's telling me to go home.
No.
He's the one who's trespassing upon
Yeah.
God's creation.
Yeah.
That this world belongs to God and it belongs to His Son Jesus Christ. That's what we read in Psalm chapter 2.
I'd like to interview that guy.
He's gonna get himself arrested.
Yeah.
And that means that every square
How long's he been here for?
25 minutes or so. Yeah, his voice is gonna wear out soon.
Has abortion made society better or worse?
Clearly worse. Clearly worse. Lack of respect for life is a big problem. And the idea that you can kill a person inside your body by your own will is clearly murder. That's wrong. It's clearly wrong from God's word.
Got it. Is there ever a time where it's okay? Is there a time somewhere in between, conception and when the baby's born where maybe it's still okay to get an abortion?
No, I would say no. There are some special circumstances like tubal pregnancies, ectopic pregnancies, those things. Clearly the baby will not survive, and we need to save the life of the woman. Clearly those are not abortions.
To play the other side here a bit, the main thing is going to be, hey, it's my body, it's my choice. This is an affront towards women's rights. It's putting us 100 years back. When someone comes to you with those protests, how do you respond to them? Or are they wrong for that entirely? There's a ton of people here who are saying that.
Well, I could say that it's clearly wrong in the Word of God, okay? Now, when we talk about the Constitution, it's clearly not discussed or in the Constitution whatsoever. So it was delegated to the people and the states, okay? So the states have weighed in on this. And in California, it is legal by statute. There is nothing any of this is going to do to change what's in California. So what they're arguing for is the ability of people in other states to kill their unborn children.
Got it. Is there anything else you'd like to share? I mean, if this continues, will society be headed in the wrong direction? Is it going to be okay? How important is this?
This is important. Life is important. Life is a gift of God. We cannot snuff it out. It's very important. And it's a clear issue of authority. Who's in charge? God is in charge. If we go to the Constitution, then we say, okay, this Constitution is set up and the states are in charge.
One other thing I'd like to ask, just to share with you, I was a child support officer, so I worked for the Department of Child Support Officer for 5 years.
Okay.
Had a lot of people come in there, single moms, they couldn't afford to take care of a child on their own. A lot of people come in, they say, hey, you shouldn't have babies if you can't take care of them, this and that. What do you say about the people who, you know, they might come to you and say, hey, listen, I can't afford to have a child right now. I don't want to do adoption. I don't want to go through this. What am I supposed to do? It's tough out there. The economy's bad. And, you know, what's the answer?
I would say you should have thought of that before you went into the bed.
Got it.
The bed is designed for marriage. You went into the bed and that is a risk of sexual activity. Don't come to me now and say you have a problem and want to kill the result of that activity. That activity is beautiful in marriage, designed by God. And knowingly you went outside and did that, and you're going to have to deal with the results. And that the dealing with the results is not murder. It's not a reason for murder.
Not once in the Christian Bible does it say that anyone's going to hell.
Can I show you?
No, you can't.
So you're saying it's not there and I'm
No.
not allowed to show you?
It's not.
You're that confident.
It says
that
do
I
not
can-
fear
I can
365
show you.
times.
I
And
can show you.
You guys are very fearful.
I can show you where it says that, but you're not even willing to see.
Because I don't want to talk to you. You guys are out
You
here
are.
because no,
We have to.
no, we no, you don't.
You're pro.
Really? How many women do you have over there, and how many of them have a mic?
It doesn't
Shut-
matter.
It does.
How many men you have
It
too,
does.
the
Because
crowd.
if you want to talk for women, let the women speak. But you can't, because you guys have this idea in your head that women are to be subservient and shut up and listen to the
What are you
men.
talking about?
That's what it says in the
I'm
Bible,
not treating
jackass.
you- I'm not treating you in that way.
That's what it
whatsoever.
says in the Bible.
I'm having a genuine conversation with you. And you're having a genuine conversation with me as well. No, I'm trying to point that you're wrong in this one. I'm not trying to control you. I'm trying to warn you, present you facts.
You know what?
Go on.
That's bullshit.
That's what they do.
That's
Look,
so what?
it's you. Look-
So
look
what?
what's
I
going on
don't
with the
care.
baby.
I don't care. Are you gonna adopt
this
kids?
would not
Are
be
you
a
gonna be
human,
a
it's a
foster?
different
Are you a
story.
foster parent?
But this is a
Are you a foster parent?
I'm willing to
Are you an
adopt.
adoptive? Because I am.
If you know,
I
if you
am.
know of a woman that is on the fence of aborting, killing her child or not,
Discuss what you want to discuss, but we got to do it out of the street, okay?
I've adopted. I fostered. You guys don't do that. You guys just want the kid to be born, and then after that, you guys don't give a shit.
No.
Because if you did, where's all the other fucking kids that you've helped? Where's all the kids that you saved? Shut up. You guys are fucking.
that is the best thing you got. Is shut up. I'm telling you. What
My-
questions you got?
My name's Shah,
Huh?
and I just wanted to ask you just a simple question. So, has abortion made society better or worse? Has it been in advance or the opposite?
Well, honestly speaking, over the 49 years, we have, like, let's say if you look from the science, I'm a Christian. I believe in God. He is the only one true God. But if you look from a science standpoint of view, 49 years of data shows that any woman that abort, depression strikes in her life that she cannot even control. It shows that also that depression always leads to a massive suicidal thoughts. Some even attempt. In order for them not to kill themselves, a lot of them resort to substances in order for this mess to come down on the inside. So over 49 years, it shows that if a woman does this to her own child, she fully understands that the child has a head, 2 arms, and 2 legs. So if she does this, guilt.
So let me ask you, that lady was yelling at you at the top of her lungs for I look like a good 5 minutes at least, 10 minutes maybe. And I'm just wondering, Why do you think she's so angry with you or with the situation? What is it that maybe you think she's not understanding right? What is it about it?
It's not that she's just not willing to accept it. That's it. She does fully understand that if a body has a head, 2 arms, and 2 legs, it's a body. It looks like a human being. And if it moves within a womb, it proves that there's life, actual life. But now, if she's gonna understand, well, not that understand, if she's gonna accept the position that it's a real human being and stop dehumanizing the child within, then it's murder. And that is very, very hard to accept.
You know, it seems to be an issue of control. I heard you say that word earlier, control. And, you know, a lot about it is just in terms of their mental state after the abortion. But with them, when I think about control, I see it's about, hey, it's our bodies. We don't want anybody controlling what we do with our bodies. We want to have our choice to be able to do that. We don't want to be limited. We don't want to feel like men or whoever are controlling us. What do you say to that grievance? How is that solved to where both sides win? Is there a solution here?
Dude, honestly speaking, I'm extremely my body, my choice. Extremely. Yes, it's everybody's body. Now, a woman that is not pregnant, it's her body. It's her choice to get pregnant or not. A lot of women, they pass by and says they blame men as if we are at fault in getting them pregnant. It takes 2 to mingle, right? It takes 2. If it takes 1, then it's rape. That is wrong. That is wrong. Now, my body, my choice. But dude, girls, women, dear people, do not ever use your body to kill. Do not ever use your body to steal. Do not ever use your body to harm somebody else. Use your body to help. If you see somebody in need, help them. Use your body to help them. Why? Because the good choices will empower us. But the negative choices, the sinful decisions are meant to destroy us.
You know,
your choice.
Got it. So there's one more thing. You know, I noticed she was kind of passionate talking about foster care. Have you ever done in foster care? What about the women? How many kids have you saved in terms of women, you know, children who are born and maybe they don't have the resources to survive or they're from a poor background? I was a child support officer for 5 years at the Department of Child Support, so I saw a lot of foster care cases. I saw a lot of that stuff. What is the answer for a single mother who maybe dad's gone or she doesn't know who dad is or he's not in the life? She doesn't have enough money. She doesn't think she can take care of a child. What's the answer for her? What is she gonna do? What do you say to them to address that grievance of hers?
Well, see, the thing is, our political side is messed up. I understand this. So like as a result, I'm not gonna get into that. But the answer to that, let's say if a woman has a baby in her womb and she comes to Planned Parenthood, because we also stand at Planned Parenthood. And yes, I do tell to women with my wife as well that don't strike the child. If you cannot afford to keep the child, if you cannot, you know, there's plenty of reasons why you want to get rid of the child. Don't strike the child. Allow birth to the child. Allow us to take the child. We will raise your child for you. And at any time you want it back, it's your child. I just want to help you. I just want to help your child and you. If you think you are if you're in this circumstances, in a year you want your child back, it might hurt, but hey, hopefully we'll develop some kind of friendship where we'll continue.
Anything else you'd like to share? Anything at all?
Dude, honestly speaking, deep down from the inside, the only life worth living is obeying the commandments of God. Why? Because we live in His love. That's it.
I noticed you earlier kind of talking to them.
Yeah. I might have said a few things that might have been wrong because I was mad, so.
Oh, it's okay.
Fine.
You know, they just asked a question across the street. I kind of wish you guys had a mic and a speaker to talk back, but. Oh, there you go. But they asked, what is the difference between a fetus and a baby? What would you answer them?
A baby is something that can take a breath on the outside of the womb, and a fetus cannot, period. But also, I'm not going to take much from the dude in all black because the last Women's March, he assaulted a woman just down the street here.
Really?
Yes, because he was doing what they're doing now because they have their little cameras on him and shit.
Are you talking about the guy with the microphone?
No, the guy over here. The one that was speaking in all black, the African American gentleman. Yeah, well, the last women's march where they did the drive around, he got too close to one of the women. She asked him to leave.
Yeah.
He wouldn't, and so she pushed him, and he pushed her back and slapped her.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I really don't give a shit what he has to say, because they're not here for conversation. They're here to only further their perspective and their confirmation biased research. That's it.
You know, I've been asking people the same question, kind of a simple one. Has abortion made society better or worse?
I don't think it really has a weighted system on it. They're over there speaking about children and all them being born. I adopted a drug-addicted baby from birth, so I am part of the people that can speak on the crap that they're talking about. If you allow abortion to be overturned, the Roe v. Wade, you're gonna have a lot more babies born like my son.
So, you know, one thing, you know, and after I saw you talking with the guys over there, I talked to one of them, and he had a pamphlet in his hand, and it has a lot of, like, very graphic pictures.
Those pictures have also been debunked already, and we've pointed that out to them, and they don't.
Of the fetuses?
Yeah, the pictures that they have are not, they're not medically correct. So.
Okay, well, you know, like, I guess when I think of abortion, I don't immediately call to mind those pictures, but then sometimes when I'm faced with them, I'm like, oh, that does look really bad, you know, and I know it's a kind of shock and awe thing or sort of, but like, is there a definite line here, whether it's maybe 4 months in, 6 months in, where it starts to become abortion is bad or it's really harming a living thing or something?
To me, it's between that person and their doctor. I'm not going to sit here and give them, I'm not going to judge them for a choice that they had to make. I've had 2 miscarriages, and some of the legislation that's going on, I would get more jail time instead of a rapist because my body lost a child. So it's really kind of, it's not even that they're using common sense, it's just they want their narrative and their narrative only.
Is there anything else you'd like to share, maybe what these guys got wrong, or anything you think people should know about this that might help them understand?
Well, one thing that they got wrong is there's only men speaking. There's women in their little stuff, but not one woman has gotten on the microphone and spoke. And I wonder why that is.
That is true. I guess I'm looking at right now, I see there's an older lady, there's a younger one. Yeah, well, that's interesting. Why do you think that is?
What?
That just people don't agree with it and they're just not hearing ladies? Like, well,
it's their right to believe what they want, and they feel that they're right, and we feel that we are right. But also, our uteruses are being, legislated. Their penises are not. So, like, if it was the other way around, would they want us on their side?
All right, well, hey, thank you so much. I appreciate you a lot. So I saw your sign. It says, "My liberation will not be bought with the blood of our children." So I noticed that you're kind of to use this word, minority over here in the sense that you're a young woman, and you're pro-life. So I just had to come talk to you because I think your opinion is going to be really interesting for people to hear. So just off the top, I want to ask, what are your views on abortion? And then I'll ask you some other questions.
Sure. So I believe that abortion is murder. I believe that life begins at conception. So my mom fought really hard for all 3 of us to get here. We're triplets. And it took 8 years for her to get pregnant. And that's all she wanted since she was a young woman, was to be a mama. And that's my desire as well. And so I could not imagine not fighting, because she went through IVF, so all the drugs and all of the injections, and so she was told that if she put 8 embryos in her belly, if more than 3 stuck, then she would have to terminate the other 5, and she refused to put more than 3. But instead she had faith, and she said that I believe that these 3 will live, and we all survived, and so I can't imagine not standing on any other viewpoint.
So it sounds like this personal experience really helped shape your views, But when I look around here, the signs I read, it seems like the kind of issue that the other side really seems to be putting up is women's rights over their bodies, their ability to make a choice, and anything that I guess you can say threatens the right to abortion, as they would say, would be an affront towards women's rights in general. Do you think that's an issue at all for you? I mean, is there anywhere where you're like, hey, I do want to at least have the choice, even though I don't believe in doing this myself? Or how do you respond to them? Where are they wrong?
That's a good question. I would say, I might have to repeat the question. Is that okay? Okay, sorry.
Well, I just mean, like, it seems what a lot of these ladies out here are fighting for are their, as they would say, rights to make their own choice. They don't want, the government or the patriarchy or whoever saying, hey, you can't do this, and limiting their right to make a decision for what they would say is their own body, right? And then you as a young lady, growing up here, I'm just wondering, like, what are your thoughts on that? Are they wrong? Are they right about that? Would you rather there be a choice, but people, believe in it or not?
Sure. I believe that everybody has a choice to make whatever decision they want. As humans, we all can make choices. Whether they're good or bad is the question. So I would say you can make whatever choice you like. I won't agree with it. So I will say that there is right and wrong. There is a very fair distinction between good and evil, and I find this evil. I can sympathize with them, though. Like, I can imagine, our world is so broken, but I don't think that babies have to be because of that.
Got it. Is there ever a time, is there like a gray zone? If it's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, is it okay? Is 6 months too far out? Is there ever a gray zone, or is it from when there's conception, it's wrong, no matter what?
From conception, it's wrong, in my belief, yes. I believe as soon as I think Abraham Lincoln, maybe you know the quote better than I do, or you could explain better, but Abraham Lincoln, in regards to racism, he said if there's a man, as soon as you meet a man whiter than you, or lighter skinned than you, then you are to be in subjection and in servitude to him. So if we have these lines other than truth, then I think that that's wrong, and it doesn't, just because a baby is unwanted doesn't make it less of a human. Just because a man is darker skinned than another doesn't make him less of a man or a human.
Okay, anything else you'd like to share the folks need to know?
I would say I made these little things and I passed them out. They're little, I don't knit, but I crochet, so it's close enough, but it's, yeah, I'll show you this one. So I believe that God made us fearfully and wonderfully, and so He knit us together very intentionally in our mother's wombs. So that's just a reminder that even if you don't believe it for the baby inside of you, that you would believe that for yourself, that you are made fearfully and wonderfully and for a purpose, and God has a plan for you. So my liberation isn't bought through the blood of children, it's bought through the blood of Jesus, and I believe that He died for me and saved me. So
I talked to these folks over here, the pro-life guys, and I wanted to talk to you and just see what your thoughts were on this entire situation. Has abortion made society better or worse? And I'd love to hear from you.
Okay, well, I used to be over there.
Oh?
I was brought up Catholic.
Okay.
So my experience puts me over here.
To move from there over to here, what is it? What finally changed, or what changed your mind?
Well, I got pregnant when I was 18, which is 100 years ago.
Yeah.
And
no.
Well, close. And there was no compassion for life. There was only compassion for pregnant or not pregnant. That's not life to me. And I was 100% a Catholic kid.
He's excited.
Yeah. Anyway, I was 100% Catholic at the time, but it didn't jive with the values that I was brought up with, this particular thing. So it's not pro-abortion to me, it's pro-life with the choice. Because what do they know about me? They don't know anything about me. They didn't know what happened to me in my life. I do, so I stand here. Anything else?
So I asked them that question. They gave me their whole spiel, and I'm like, hey, it seems like what a lot of these folks are talking about over here is to have control over their bodies, make the choice for themselves whether or not they want to, and it's a rights issue. They don't want the government or whoever telling them what to do. What would you say to that? And it seems like a lot of their responses kind of centered around, either God or this is wrong, or once there's conception, then it's a life of its own. Is there a gray zone between maybe 4 months in, now it's wrong to get an abortion, versus 4 weeks or something like that? What would you say to what they're saying in terms of that there's another human with its own rights? How do you answer that?
And not only is it God's world.
It's okay.
I'm sorry, I don't look at every sperm as a god.
It's So that's the answer to them. Okay. Well,
Yeah, because moment of conception honors the sperm, not the mother, not the child. It honors the sperm.
Got it.
What do we know about what the mother has to face, the potential mother? Besides that, why isn't a guy wearing condoms? By the way, I have had an abortion.
You have had one?
Yes. And let me tell you how it happened. I don't mind sharing the story if you want it.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that. If you don't mind.
I was a single mom. I went to school, got my couple of degrees, but in the process, I had an IUD. I learned my lesson, okay? And every time I saw my doctor, I said, well, what do we do about this IUD? And he said, are you having any trouble with it? And I said, no, it's working fine, until it didn't.
Yeah, I know they're not 100% effective from what I've read online.
Until they weren't. And then I had a choice. And so I talked to the doctor and I said, what if I carry this baby to term? What if I decide to have this kid?
Yeah.
Because there was a very strong likelihood that I would spontaneously abort early in my pregnancy. So who do I risk? My child who's standing next to me, or the probability of having a spontaneous abortion? That was the choice I had to make. I want to be able that all the young women, all of you who are faced with that kind of thing, have that choice. Where did you say you were? You had a podcast? Or?
Yeah, I was just making it for my channel. It's I could show you right here. Let's see if we can get some more folks on this side.
No, you guys oppress women. You guys are like
This guy looks pretty into it, man. I want to talk to him. Yeah.
They need someone on the mic on this side.
Oh. So just let me introduce myself. My name's Shah.
Shah?
Yeah. Oh, you know.
Are you Persian?
Huh?
Are you Persian?
I'm Pakistani, actually.
Oh, so am I.
Oh, awesome, man.
Yeah, I'm from Lahore.
Really?
Yeah.
My dad was born there.
Okay, cool.
Nice. I just wanted to ask you, what your opinion is on them, or has abortion made society better or worse? What are those guys getting wrong? Just give us your thoughts.
Okay, look, so personally, I don't really feel comfortable with abortion, but that's just me. I don't care it's not my position to, go around and regulate other women's body. If I disagree with it, that's fine, but that's what we live in, a free country. We live in a country of choice. That's why we should be pro-choice. Even if you don't agree with it, you should, It's just tolerance. People are different religions here. People are different, cultures here. We all tolerate each other. That's the point of America. That's the point. That's why we all came here. That's why our forefathers came here, because they wanted a choice. Like in their home countries, we didn't have choices. We didn't have rights. That's why we came here, and that's the point of making sure abortion is still accessible. It's legal, and the fact is, rich white women are still going to be able to get abortions, but the poor, lower income minority women are not going to be able to get abortion under abortions being banned. But no matter what you do, richer white women will still always able to get abortion. They'll always be able to get abortion. They can go to Mexico, they can go to cross states. They'll be able to. There's no reason to think that if you ban abortion, it's just like prohibition. If you ban abortion, it doesn't mean it's actually going to be banned practically. It's only a theoretical thing. It's only going to ban it for minorities and poorer women.
So when I walk over there, they got the pamphlets and it's got all the pictures of the bloody looking fetuses and stuff like that. Do you think, is there a line maybe when abortion becomes wrong? Like if it's 4 months in, 5 months in, is there a definite line maybe where some of their opinions start to have a little bit more basis in reality, or is it always wrong? That's the hard part for me. What's your opinion on that?
I mean, right now the current Supreme Court ruling, before the draft got leaked, I'm pretty sure it was 26 weeks, which is very reasonable, though it can't be too early because sometimes women don't know they're pregnant until very much later on. It does sometimes feel sad, but also a lot of these fetuses, they look just like animal fetuses. You have to realize, biologically speaking. And yes, there might be a time, maybe a month before the birth, obviously. That's kind of a little late. But beyond that, honestly, most women, honestly, I've met, don't have an abortion to kind of like kill babies. They have an abortion because they can't afford it. They have an abortion because they are economically right now in this situation this country's in right now with our inflation, with everything going on. Women cannot have children right now, like without financial stability. So that's really what's more about. Yeah, there's a line probably, but by the time women figure out they need an abortion, they probably haven't crossed that line yet, in my opinion.
Okay, cool. Is there anything else you want to share that people need to know that people just don't understand? Anything?
I mean, if you don't agree with abortion, that's fine, but realize that for a lot of women, it's their only way out to make sure they still stay financially stable, is they still stay, they still get health care. And also, if we started banning abortions, we are also banning a lot of access to women's health care, because a lot of doctors who perform abortions also do women's health care, from what I've seen. So why you're going to be pretty much putting women all at risk everywhere? It's not fair to them. So, yeah.
Cool. Hey, thanks, man. It was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you, too.
Has abortion made society better or worse?
I think it's a much more complicated topic than being better or worse. There's a lot of nuance that goes into it, and ultimately it comes down to it's a choice, and women deserve the choice to make that themselves. Like, we deserve bodily autonomy. We shouldn't have our bodies being part of politics at all. So
that sounds really simple. I notice when I walk past them, they got the pamphlets, and the pamphlets will show like those pictures of like bloody fetuses and stuff like that. It's all very shock and awe, you know what I mean? And is there a gray area? They go straight to murder. Over here it's about rights and choice, things like that. So they'll show you the bloody pictures, say it's murder, this and that. Is there some kind of gray zone where maybe their opinions have any basis in reality? It's like 6 months too much or something like that.
You can be pro-choice and pro-life at the same time. So if you can think that abortion isn't a good thing, but by making it legal, you protect the women who are going to have abortions anyways. And I think if you really are against abortion, then you should support ways of reducing abortions that are not just making it illegal, like universal health care and daycare for children, and lower taxes for poor people and higher taxes for the billionaires. So and single moms. There's ways, better social safety nets so that the people who have abortions don't feel like they need to get them. Because a lot of times it comes from a place of I'm poor and I can't take care of this child. Or just basically better sex education, because we all know that people are going to sleep with each other either way, And
people are always going to get abortions, so this is a matter of whether or not they're safe or not. So if it is overturned, then people are just going to be still getting abortions, but putting their bodies at much more risk to literally dying. So.
And it will be poor women putting their bodies at risk.
Yeah. Women of color specifically, to a larger extent than.
It's interesting. So I asked them this question. So I was a child support officer for 5 years at the Department of Child Support, and I talked to a lot of single moms and a lot of dads, and stuff like that, and a lot of folks from lower income backgrounds too, And I asked them that question. So I said, a lot of stuff you hear on this side is basically what you're telling me, hey, we can't afford it. This is maybe I'm just not ready for a child, these kinds of things. And I want to have a choice to be able to do that. And I asked them, hey, what's your answer to that? They say, hey, well, we're all about you. We want to take care of you. There's programs or this or that.
Low-income areas are the ones that suffer the most. I mean, if you really think about, if you have the infinite amount of resources that, multimillionaires and billionaires have, would they really, suffer if they had another child in terms of resources? And the answer is absolutely not. So when you think about in a domestic and also large scale in terms of, the entire United States, I mean, this has a huge financial consequence to it in terms of family life for everybody. That's one thing I would definitely know.
Yeah, and I mean, even we're talking about forcing women to have children, where if you look around the country right now, there's literally a shortage on baby formula. There's shortages on food for babies. So it's we're forcing you to have this child that you probably aren't even going to be able to, especially if you are part of a lower income community, where are the resources? Literally, where are the resources? They don't exist.
Okay, well, anything else you'd like to share just before I'm out? Anything that the folks need to know?
I think if you're really against abortion, supporting this movement and supporting democratic policies, you'll actually reduce the number of abortions. So you'll be more successful if you join this side.
What's the difference between a fetus and a baby? Is it the location? If it's the location.
Separation of church and state.
I kind of want to just ask them that question, just for them.
The best argument can be taken by you eating my ass, motherfucker! Show me what democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like! Show me what democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like! Show me what democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like! Show me what democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like! Show me what democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like! Show me what democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like! Show me what democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like! Show me what democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like! Show me what democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like! Show me what democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like! Show me what democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like!
That sign's pretty funny. The GOP is just the Taliban wrapped up in an American flag. That's pretty good.
Very important rally. Jody, thank you. Thank you for the fight that Planned Parenthood has always shown and is continuing to show today to all and non-binary. As a man and as a mayor, I come here not to speak for you, I come here to stand with you. What some men are trying to do with abortion in 2022 is as old as American history itself. There was a time when they told you that you could not vote. There was a time that they told you you shouldn't work. There was a time they told you that when you did work, that equal pay didn't really matter. There was a time when they told you that sexual harassment was just the way that it was. Now women vote in record numbers. You lead companies, the House of Representatives, the Vice Presidency. Young women do and dream anything that they want. The fight on all those fronts is far from over, but now they have the nerve to come after your bodies in a different but equally unacceptable way. No man has the right to define your civil rights. No man has the right to tell you what to do with your body. You have the right to an abortion. To control your body, your life, and your destiny.